Visual Studio and the .NET Framework Windows Forms library provides several basic controls to use within our interfaces, but as you have already learned, these are not the only controls that can be used. In fact, there are plenty of extra user controls in the internet, both paying and for free, programmed and shared by other developers. So in this video, we're going to download and install a custom user control. Just follow the steps to download and import the control to a Windows Form application. For instance, if I go to a browser and I perform a research, I can find several places, a lot of places where I am offered with sometimes free controls, sometimes free to use, but maybe more professional and to pay. Like Syncfusion is a very complete library, but it has some free and other are paying. Telerik is another one. The one we are looking for is from Code Project. There's a place called Project that has got a lot of controls for desktop development. Like for instance, let's try a button. And if you see here, we have a lot of categories, controls for a lot of categories, and there are a lot of custom buttons. Let's just download this C# nav control using Windows Forms. As you see, this is a button like turn right and turn left, and it's going to change our values. The value of the control is going to change if I turn right or left. The knob. Here they also provide some documentation like the properties, the control has, and the license, etc. Let's download the control, save it in a folder, and let's extract it. And let's see what is inside. If you see here, it's like a C# project, user control class library, and it's been already built. So by default, if we check in the bin release, we have the DLL that we can use in our project. Also, we have the source code. This is because the developer decided to provide the source code with the binary, with the DLL. Some others don't provide the source code, so it's not open source. We are interested now just in the DLL. Okay, so let's gonna use this DLL, which is in this folder, in our simpler Windows Forms application. They have here a new Windows Forms application without any control, just a form. And as we have seen, let's add a control to our toolbox. For that, add a new tab and call it Code Project, just to have them well organized. And from here, I'm gonna choose items, and let's browse to find the controls. Downloads, my DLL is in bin release nav control. I'm gonna open it. I trust, and as here you see, I got in the .NET Framework components my nav control. Just click OK, and now on the Code Project I have my custom control. To place it into the form, just grab it and drag and drop here, and we have a control which was not part from the standard Windows Forms .NET Framework components that provides Visual Studio, but which I have downloaded from the internet from another developer. Like every component, like every control, this has some properties and some methods, some custom properties and some custom methods, and some other, most of them are inherited, yes, from the control class. One of the properties it's got is the value, as we have seen. Okay, the main property it's got is the value. And we have also some custom properties like start angle, small change. Well, by the way, I have added a reference to the DLL library here automatically. I didn't have to add it manually. But if it wasn't working, just remember to check that the reference has been added. We were talking about the custom properties that's got this control. For instance, under the category nav control, we have custom properties, which I should guess what they are or check for the documentation or the source code to learn how to use them. For instance, if I go to the source code, I have here my solution, some utility class, and an nav control CS. Let's open this CS file, and I have here, well, documentation, well, some comments. Here are the private properties. This is a custom event defined by the delegate up here. Delegate, value change event handler, and the event, the value changed event, which I am sure I could find here. Value changed event here in miscellaneous. And this is the method which raises the event. And here are the public properties, the ones we see in our properties window. Scale font, also size, start angle, and our value property. Yeah, it's in the code. So here I am using this control from a website I have downloaded and I have just included in my project. The main goal of this unit is to create control like this. A control that I can provide in a DLL and other users could use importing it to its project. Well, we just start this control to check if it's working correctly. This application, just click, you see it's here. And if I just add an event handler to the value changed, and for instance I can add a text box, I'm gonna set the value which I select in here to the text box. Load, no, on value changed, so that will be text box 1 dot text, nav control 1 dot value to string. Every time I move the wheel, nav, the value changes, or every time the value changes, it's going to be written here, hopefully. Yeah, 12, 13. Good. Now, hope you have a better understanding of what is a custom user control. Thanks for watching. If you have any doubt, please comment the video and leave a like. Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.